In this video, I'm going to help you to improve your coaching by improving your listening. It's true that coaching requires great listening. Oftentimes, you'll see in coaching bios that the coach is a great listener. But what does it really mean to listen well in coaching? I'd like to share with you some ideas for how you can be a better listener with your very next coaching session, and that will elevate your coaching to new heights. The first idea is to clear your mind. Clear your mind of what happened in the session before. Clear your mind with thoughts of what's to come later in the day. Instead, just be here now. How do you do that? Well, for one, create space between the last appointment and your upcoming appointment, right? We need to have some time to settle down, clear our mind, and get ready to coach by thinking about the person that we're going to be coaching. Next, clear your space. We should not have any distractions in our environment that would cause us to be distracted, which can then pull us away from being a great listener. The only thing you should have in your space is perhaps a reminder to focus on the client and something to write with in case you like to take notes as a coach. Just be sure that you're not taking so much notes that it then draws you away from listening to the client. Next, consciously decide that you're going to talk less and listen more. You're going to talk less and listen more. How do you achieve that? Well, with your next decision, which is to challenge yourself to ask shorter questions. Shorter questions enable the client to do more of the talking. When they do more of the talking, we focus more on listening. And that's really where a lot of great coaching happens, in the listening space, or in the space of quiet in between statements made by the coach and the client. So when we ask shorter, more compact questions, it gets the client to talk more. There's a concept in listening called the mental speed advantage, and I want to share that with you as the next idea on how to improve your listening. The reality is that people usually speak between about 125 to 175 words a minute, but we can listen at speeds up to 450 words a minute. That's a big disparity, which creates the mental speed advantage. With the mental speed advantage, sometimes our minds will stray and we'll start thinking about something else while we're listening to the speaker. And that something else might be, what's the next question I want to ask? I wonder if I should schedule this person again next week or the week after. Oh, gosh, I'm hungry. Instead, we want to use the mental speed advantage to focus on the conversation at hand. Connect pieces that you've heard earlier in the conversation or in earlier sessions. Think about what we're trying to achieve together and how this pertains to that. Think deeply about what you're hearing and what that tells you about the client and where they are right now. Use the mental speed advantage to the benefit of the conversation and the client. Don't allow your mind to drift so much that you lose control of your ability to listen. Your mind will drift. This happens regularly. Monitor it, correct it, and get focused on listening again. The next idea is to consider not listening with the intent to reply, which is quite common in conversation, that we're listening and processing and thinking about what we want to say in response. Instead, listen with the intent to connect deeply with the client and to understand where they are right now. That's a level of listening that's much higher than what most people do, and that will set you apart as a great coach. Listening for their feelings. What are they not saying that you might inquire further about? Listen to connect to this person with where they are now. Next, instead of worrying about the next question, why not focus on getting them to talk more by affirming them and saying short statements like, Tell me more about that. I'd like to hear more about that. And by making short statements like that and short requests and affirming them, they will often talk more. Or being silent, just pausing and not saying anything, that will get them to talk more. Or just saying, I remember meeting with Master Coach David Drake, and he would use that to affirm what he was hearing, but not violate the space and not interrupt or cause the client to think about something else. Instead, it would keep them in that train of thought and keep them talking. It was so masterful, and it really does work. And then you can focus more on your listening and less on your talking, and be less intent on, what is my next question? I'm worrying about my next question. That's causing you to listen less. The last idea is, once you feel that you have processed and given it time and really thought about it, then confirm what you've heard. You don't even need to come up with another question. Confirm what you've heard. From time to time, that's your next best statement, confirming what you've heard rather than asking another question. These are all ways that you can practice and refine the art of listening to improve this skill and to elevate your ability to coach masterfully. If you have other ideas on how you improve your listening and coaching sessions, please post them in the comments. I'd love to read them. If you have questions around any of the ideas that I've shared with you, also post those in the comments. Or you can email me at michael@bayareaexecutivecoach.com. You can also email me there if you'd like to learn more about my coach training and certification programs, or you can learn about them directly by going to bayareaexecutivecoachtraining.com. And of course, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos that I share here, and share them with others who could be helped. Thank you so much, and I'm wishing you success in your next coaching session.